Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Shell. So today I'll be sharing with you 4 delicious and healthy Slimming World friendly meals. The majority of these are either sin-free if you're following Slimming World and less than 500 calories, which is just brilliant if you are trying to watch what you eat and count your calories. I really hope that you enjoy this video. I'll also list all of the ingredients for the meals in the description box down below if you just want to go off that and then go and buy the ingredients. And if you do make any of the ingredients, then please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm always really interested if people like my meals, if they make them at home, if it works and they enjoy them. So yeah, always interested to hear your thoughts. And if you are new, then I do make quite a lot of foodie content, especially around kind of losing weight, low calorie, Slimming World. So if you do like this kind of thing, then I would love for you to subscribe. The first dish is a pot chili. So I'm sure, like many of you, chili is something that features on your meal plans. It's definitely one of my go-tos, but this one is slightly different because it's actually all made in one pan, and the version that I've made is also veggie because I used corn mince, but obviously you can use normal mince if you want to. This is completely sin-free and is 451 calories per person if you're serving 4 people. So this is everything that you'll need to make the alternative curry. So you'll need some mince. You can use whatever mince that you want. I'm making it veggie, so using corn. This is a bag of the frozen corn. I've never actually used this before, so we'll see how it turns out. I'll probably use about half of this bag, so around 250 grams. You'll need around 250 grams of long grain rice, 1 onion, 1 red pepper, 2 garlic cloves, and then I'm also going to add in some green beans. Then I've got these red kidney beans in chili sauce. So these are really good. I prefer these to the ones that are just in water because they actually you get a lot of like the flavour from the sauce. Then I'll just add a tin of chopped tomatoes to that, and maybe some additional chili powder as well, depending on how hot it is. And then lastly, some coriander to garnish. So I've just put a frying pan onto a medium to high heat, and then I'm just going to spritz it as always with some fry light in there. Then to start off with, I'm just going to add the onions and the corn or mince, whatever you're using. Just add that in. Actually, because I'm using the corn, I might add the onions in initially for about 5 minutes before adding the corn. So the onions have started to soften. I probably should have stirred them a little bit more actually, because I've started to burn a little bit, that's my fault. Then add in your corn. So like I said, I'm just going to add in roughly half of this, but if you're using mince, around 250 grams. I think that's about half. And then at this point as well, I'm also going to add in the chopped red pepper and squeeze in the garlic. And just give that a good stir round, and then just fry that for about another 5 minutes. I've left the mince cooking for about another 5 minutes or so, and then at this point you want to add in your rice. So I've got 250 grams of long grain rice. Just give that a quick stir through. Then add in your tin tomatoes. So I'm just using plum tomatoes, but you can use chopped tomatoes. I actually quite like how the taste of plum tomatoes. So just break them up with the spatula or spoon, mix it through with the rice. And then you also want to add in your kidney beans in the chili sauce. So these will give lots of flavour as well. I'm just going to give that a quick stir. Then you want to add in some more water as well. So what I'm going to do is fill the tin tomatoes with some water and the kidney bean tin with some water, and then pour that in. stir all together, turn up to a high heat to bring it to the boil. And then I'm just going to chop the green beans quickly and add them in at the same time. So once it's started to boil, then you can turn it down to simmer. After around 10 minutes, you can see that most of the water and liquid has absorbed. So just have a little bit of rice just to make sure that it's cooked, and add any more water if you need to, but you shouldn't need to be honest. And there we have it, it's completely ready. So I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper. I did also add in a little bit more chili powder just because I wanted it a little bit more spicy, but like I said, it's completely taste dependent. And then it's ready to serve. Next up is a bacon and tomato one pot pasta. I could have probably called this something a little bit sexier, but to be honest, that's kind of what it is. It was just one of those meals where I had loads of stuff that I needed to use up. So I had some bacon left over, I had some broccoli that needed using up. I've always got pasta, and just came up with this meal idea, and honestly it is so good, and just love the fact again that it's all cooked in one pan. This dish again is completely sin free and is 484 calories per serving. So you'll hardly need any ingredients for this evening's meal. So you'll need some pasta. I'm using penne pasta, and you can use whatever pasta that you've got though. And I normally use around 75 grams of pasta per person. Some salt and pepper, about half a teaspoon of crushed chilies, a red pepper, a broccoli. So with the broccoli, you're going to use the floret and the stalk. Some chopped tomatoes, a chicken stock cube, vegetable, anything really, and then a garlic clove, and then lastly some bacon. So I would normally use bacon medallions, but they didn't have any in the shop, and I have these already open, so I'm just going to use these and then cut all of the fat off. So basically I'll just be using the medallion bit anyway. As it's a one pot meal, you only need a frying pan, so all I've done is just spritzed a frying pan with some fry light, and then I'm just going to add in the bacon here. So what I've done is just removed all of the fat from the bacon, well, as much as I could, and cut it into tiny little slices, and then I'll just fry that for around 5 minutes. So after about 5 minutes, the bacon will be nice and crispy, so you want to transfer that from a pan onto a plate just with some kitchen roll on it. Put the pan on the heat, add a little bit more fry light to the pan. Then want to add the garlic, so I've just basically thinly sliced the garlic. Fry that for literally about 30 seconds before adding in the peppers. After around 30 seconds, you want to add the red pepper and then the broccoli stalk. So all I've done with the stalk is just finely sliced it, and then add that to the pan with the garlic and fry for another couple of minutes. You then want to add in around half a teaspoon of crushed chilies. You can obviously leave this out if you want, but I think it gives it a really nice little kick. Give that a stir, and then you want to add in your tinned tomatoes. So just pour in the tinned tomatoes and then add the stock at this point as well. So I've just made the stock using the stock cube and boiling water. Pour that in the pan and give it a good stir. Turn it up to a high heat so it brings to the boil before then adding your pasta. Once you've brought it up to a boil, then just season with some salt and pepper, then add in your pasta. Give the pasta a really good stir through the sauce, and then place a lid on and leave it to simmer for around 8 minutes. So I've left this cooking for around 8 minutes, and you can see that a lot of the pasta has absorbed a lot of the food. So just give it a good stir, and then you want to add in your broccoli. If you do think it needs any more water, then just add it in at this stage. It should be okay, but I'll just keep an eye on it. Give that a good stir, and then continue to cook that for probably around another 5 minutes until the broccoli and the pasta is completely cooked. Again, I'll put the lid back on as well. After about 5 minutes, you can see that the pasta is completely cooked. I just tasted a bit. The broccoli is nice too. It's still got a little bit of a crunch to it, but I quite like it like that. So this is pretty much ready to dish up now. So you could either put the bacon over the top, but I'm probably going to mix it through. But you could, like I said, just dish it up and then sprinkle the bacon on top. But this looks absolutely delicious. And only one pot as well, so it saves on the washing up. Next up is a curry. Now, a curry is something that I have generally every single week, but like to mix it up a bit with what kind of curries I have. So this curry is a Sri Lankan curry, so a little bit different. This one is slightly higher in syns than the others. So this one is 1.5 syns, so still fairly low, but the calories are fairly low. It's 404 calories, and again, I made this one veggie, but you can of course add meat to it if you want to. So tonight's meal is one from Spice and Thai. So I've used these before, absolutely love their spice mixes. They're honestly amazing. So this is the Sri Lankan curry one, which I'm making as a veggie dish. They are honestly amazing because you literally get all of the spices that you need in the right quantities and everything, all measured out for you in this little sachet. And then you have all of the instructions on how to make there as well, which is just amazing. And you get so many different varieties as well. They've got some really good boxes at the minute, and if you use the code SHELL20, I'll link it in the description box down below, then you'll also get 20% off. So for a packet of 6 of these that I'll put on screen, makes it only £12, which is just amazing value. So this is everything that you'll need for this evening's meal. I'm making it veggie. You can add chicken and stuff if you want to, but you'll need 1 butternut squash, 1 cauliflower, around a cup of peas, some coconut milk. I always use the light coconut milk, a veggie stock cube, a couple of garlic cloves, 2 onions, and then to garnish it you'll just need some cherry tomatoes and coriander, and then rice to serve it with. I've just cubed the butternut squash, so I'm going to put that into a large saucepan, and then I've also just cut the cauliflower into little florets as well. So I'm just going to add that to the saucepan, pour in some water, and then bring that to the boil and simmer it for around 5 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, put a frying pan onto a low heat, spray it with some fry light, and then add in your onions. So I've just got 2 onions here that I've finely diced. Fry them for probably around 10 minutes on a low heat until they're nice and soft. I've left the onion to soften for around 10 minutes, and you want to add in the garlic, so just squeeze that through. Give that a stir for around 30 seconds before adding in the spice mix. Once you've stirred the spice mix all through the onions, literally just stir it for around 30 seconds. Then you want to add in your coconut milk. So you can obviously use full fat coconut milk, but it will increase the calories in syns, so I'm just using the light coconut milk. And then you just want to add a little bit of stock. So I've just put a vegetable vegan stock cube in here, and then I'm going to add around 150 mils of stock. Bring this to the boil and then turn it down to a simmer. Once the sauce is boiled, then turn it down to a simmer, and then you want to add in the rest of your veg. So I'm going to pour back in I've just strained this, the cauliflower and butternut squash, and then give that a good stir. At this point you want to put your rice on if you haven't already, and then I'm also going to add in the cup of peas as well. So just leave that to simmer for around 5 to 10 minutes, making sure everything is cooked through. And the final dish that I wanted to share with you is chicken fried rice. Again, one of those meals where I just kind of throw everything into one pan and hope for the best. Again, it's made in one pan, so saves on all the washing up. I love this meal because it's just, yeah, it's so easy and it's a lot healthier than just reaching for the Chinese. This is something that I'll often go to and make on a Friday night. What I love about it is that it's completely sin-free and only 492 calories, which is, I mean, literally probably a quarter of the calories that you'd get if you were getting a Chinese takeaway. So these are all the ingredients that you'll need to make the chicken fried rice. So you will need a cup of rice. I'm using basmati rice, but you can use other rice, whatever you've got. I'm using 200 grams of rice. Then some lime juice. You can use fresh lime, but I'm just using bottled lime juice. Some soy sauce, 2 red peppers, ginger. I've just got the jarred ginger, 2 peppers, 2 chilies, 1 red, 1 green, 2 garlic cloves, an onion, red or white, whatever you've got, 4 chicken breasts, and then add in some sliced water chestnuts in the tin, and then whatever veggies, but I'm just adding in some baby corn and mange too. The first thing you want to do is get your rice on to cook, so pour the rice into a saucepan and then basically add double the amount of water to the quantity of rice. So just add a couple of cupfuls of water in too and cook that for 10 minutes while you get on and prep the veg. Once the rice is cooked, then you just want to transfer it to a baking tray and spread it out to allow it to cool down quickly. Whilst the rice is cooling, put a frying pan on a medium heat and spritz it with some fry light, and then you want to add in your onions and peppers. So all I've done is finely diced the onion and chopped 2 red peppers.
Alright, I'm just listening.
Fry that for around 3 to 4 minutes. After a couple of minutes, you then want to add in your 4 chicken breasts, which I've just cubed here. So add them in and then again stir it through for around another 3 to 4 minutes. So the chicken started to brown very slightly now. I've just done it for about 4 minutes. Then you want to add in the mange two, water chestnuts and the mini corn that I've basically just halved everything into bite-sized pieces. Give that a stir and then it's time to add your sauce. So I've just put all of the sauce together in a little bowl like so. So all I've got in here is 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, a couple of tablespoons of the lime juice, 1 chilli, so 1 green chilli, 1 red chilli, finely sliced, and then I've also put some ginger in here and a couple of garlic cloves. So I've just given that a really good stir and then I'm going to pour that all over the veg in a minute. Now I'm just going to pour in the sauce and give it a really good mix together. After a couple of minutes, try your hardest to move everything to one side. Quite difficult in the pan this size. But then basically what you want to do is scoop in your rice to try and fry that. So it should have cooled down nicely, but that you just want to fry it, and for a couple of minutes just making sure it's completely heated through and mixed in. So once it's all mixed in and you're sure that the rice is piping hot, then it's ready to serve. They are all the meals that I wanted to share with you today. As I said, I really hope that you found this useful, and if you do make any of them, then please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.